Hey brother, it is currently the 28th of September, the year of the Lord 2016, and that makes it Windback Wednesday. You can see I'm struggling with the W's, but the idea for Windback Wednesday is going to be that today is the day where I go and refactor some of the code that I've already written. And in this case, I was able to do that. I was able to remove some of those TODO statements, going down from 19 to 7, and repaying some of that debt, that technical debt that I've accumulated. I also managed to sneak in some new things as well. So without further ado, I'm going to switch over to the other view here and pull up the instance of my game that's running. So I'm going to go to new game, nothing new on the intro screen. I'm going to skip over, and first we're going to visit the trader. So the trader here is fairly similar to what it looks like last time. You might notice the spacing's changed a little bit, and that's because I pretty much went through and redid how I was laying everything out. And that was because of one of my to-do items, which was to fix the messages. So I'm going to try and sell my cubic yaks. A cubic yak is not very valuable. So he's going to say, yeah, buddy, I can't make you an offer for that. And you can see I've got the messages aligned to the left. This, believe it or not, this took hours. I've also got kind of that cool little fade in when each message comes in. And the funny thing is that's actually to hide a bug that I couldn't fix, which is that, or something that's lacking in the library, perhaps, is that when the way this is laid out, and it's a little bit more obvious if I turn on debug mode here, is I have got a scroll pane here, and inside that scroll pane is a table full of rows, and each row is a message. Now, when I add a row, that makes the table bigger, and the scroll bar has to adjust to become bigger on the inside, like a TARDIS or something. And the problem I was running into is that when I added the row, the size of the scroll bar wouldn't adjust until the next frame. So I would keep setting, because I want it to scroll down as new messages get added, right? And so I was setting the scroll bar programmatically to be at the bottom every time I added a message. And I would always be one message off because the bottom wouldn't update to match the table's bottom in time. So I had to add a little timer effect which moves it down afterwards. And that paired with a little fade effect, it actually looks cool. So I'm calling that a victory over that to do. I did go and fix some issues with the trading. He'll no longer offer you 0 items and trade for something. The one outstanding bug I haven't fixed is that he's not very bright in that he'll trade in circles. He will buy back the things he sold for you, and he will sometimes do so at a loss. So, for example, if I've got 20 cubic yaks, and he has, say, 23 astro beans, how about this? No, 22 astro beans. Bam. Okay, so now I've got his 22 astro beans, or nano beans rather, and he has all my yaks. But now look what happens if I try and give him 20 beans for his 20 yaks. And in fact, let me see if I can do, oh, even 18 beans. So I traded in a circle. I've got all my yaks back now plus 4 of his beans. It may not seem like much, but in the hands of a patient player, this means they can pretty much strip a merchant of all their goods once they've got enough critical mass to play the percentages. So I gotta fix that, and I'm planning to have traders that specialize in some good and sell another. I'll have to find a way to give hints to the player as to what those categories of items are, to show, to give them an idea of what the trader wants. But that way, if my trader is buying food, if they need food and they're selling minerals, perhaps they're a mining colony or something like that, then once I sell the food to them, they are not going to want to trade it back. They won't want to trade food items back, or at least, if they do want to trade them back, it'll be at a significant penalty. And so hopefully that'll stop trading in circles, but that's something I need to implement. So didn't pay back all my technical debt. The other cool thing that I added was I added the view cargo screen. It wasn't too hard, and I figured it was kind of something that needs doing. So you can go here and view the different items that you currently have, and you can see how many you have, and that's just a handy thing, you know, so you don't have to go to the merchant to see what's in your inventory. It annoys me when games forget, you know, little things like that. So I added that, and it was pretty straightforward. It could look better. I eventually, when we get to the polished state, I want to add little borders around the different elements. You know, right now they just are kind of floating there, and I don't know, it just doesn't look quite right. So another thing for the to-do list. So that's where I'm at. I just wanted to, you know, show where I was, what I was doing, give you a little update. I really look forward to seeing how your game is progressing in your video. And so until next time, I remain, as always, your brother.